Hello, this is our Thermomix TM5. When I start getting my description of this all wrong, don't worry, my wife's going to take over and do it much better than I can. Anyway, we were cooking shortly before Christmas, a lovely risotto, and shortly after starting, the machine came up with a C153 code and says it has to shut down and there's no choice to do anything. You just had to say press OK because it gave you no other options. So we had a problem. We had some food cooking inside the Thermomix. The lid was locked on and there was no way we could get any food out, and it just nothing we could do to the machine. So not that much fun. So first of all, we couldn't find any easy way of taking out the bowl. So the next day we ended up putting water into the top, lifting the whole thing up, turning it upside down over the sink and rinsing everything out. Nothing else we could find to do. Eventually we decided we were going to give it a go to try and fix this ourselves. And there are a few videos to show how
contacted Thermomix first.
How you do that, but apparently, as my wife is reminding me, we contacted Thermomix first, and she wants me to say this. They quoted about £200 and to lose the machine for 2 months to have this for them to fix it. And because the machine is 6 years old, we decided it would be worth looking at it ourselves and seeing if we could fix it. So we found some videos. Apparently the most common culprit is a little gear wheel inside the mechanism which controls the rotation of the arms, which fails. So that's what we thought was most likely. There are videos on that. I'm not going to go into that. And it wasn't very difficult. You'll need a Torx 15 screwdriver bit on a fairly long screwdriver to get to some of the screws. You'll need a Stanley knife, maybe some cable ties to put the housing back together. Like I said, I don't want to get into too much detail because that's in other videos. The one problem we had, though, that these videos didn't cover was that in all those videos, they started with no bowl in place. But with the bowl locked in place, you can't undo the screws and then lift this housing off because the housing comes off forward. So we were stuck with the bowl in place. And eventually we figured out that it's these two little grub screws here and here, which lock the rotation of the arms. So removing those meant that there was just enough rotation on these arms that you could flex them open enough to get the lid off and then the bowl off. And from there on, it went reasonably well. Suffice to say that there would turn out to be nothing specific wrong with our machine. The gear wheel wasn't broken. We put it all back together again, and with a little bit of adjusting to get it back to how it was before, it all worked fine. And it's working. So it saved us a few weeks. It saved us 200 quid. We're very happy with that. But like I say, just to help anyone else out who gets the same problem and can't remove the bowl, we've taken a little video and we're going to add that to this now. So hopefully that will help somebody sometime, hopefully. So the problem we have with our Thermomix TM5 is that there's a C153 error, and the arms here will not unlock. So we're stuck with a Thermomix and we can't get the bowl off, can't get it open at all. And there doesn't seem to be many videos on the internet to show how to do that. So I think we've just worked it out. Once you take the back panel off, which just pulls away very easily, you have these two screws in here, and this one already taken out, and these grub screws here stop the arms from rotating. So once those grub screws are out, this one is still in and the arm is still locked. This one is out and the arms move, which I imagine will allow us to take the bowl off. So the second grub screw is out and there is movement. It's not amazing. We've lifted this already, so both of these move, but there's not quite enough space to get it off ideally. So but where I are able to lift the lid. Okay, so with a little bit of manipulation, we've managed to get the bowl out. Hooray!